Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace. Today is Friday, June 30th. It's the last day of June, which is crazy that June is now over. In the middle of recording my intro, an alarm went off on my phone and messed everything up. So that's okay. We're gonna just keep on rolling because that's how we do podcasting. Yay. This is a podcast about knitting and spinning, especially today. That's exciting. Sometimes spinning, sometimes dyeing yarn, there's reading and baking. There's baking today, that's also very exciting. And just anything that I find interesting, but mainly knitting because that's what I most love to do. There are show notes so you can find on my blog, and if you're on YouTube, that'll be linked down below. There's all my various social medias, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Ravelry. I'm most active on Instagram by far. It's the place to be if you want to be aware of what I'm doing on a daily basis. There's a Ravelry podcast group where you can go and introduce yourself. I love hearing from my viewers. I'm getting better about being interactive in that group. I'm not super great. I'm very sorry. But there's a group. You can go there and join. That would be wonderful. There's also a shop where you can buy some yarn that I've hand dyed. The link will be down below for sure, but it's catknitYarns.bakecartel.com. That is that. And yes, it is very early currently. But hopefully that means that there will be no sound problems, so yay, that is always good. It is very, very early, so there should not be any kind of an issue. It's very dark and it's windy, but it's hot. It's been very hot this week. Thankfully my knitting mojo has not gone out the window because it's been so hot. I have done a fair amount of work. There's also very exciting stuff coming up, such as Tour de Fleece, Tour de Fleece is something that goes along with the Tour de France, which is a big bike race that happens in France. And I have a connection with France since I studied abroad there. That was part of my college major. That is special to me. So for sure, I will definitely be participating in Tour de Fleece and keeping up with Tour de France because that is also very interesting. But more details on that later in the actual podcast. There's definitely a lot of knitting. There will be spinning. There's some baking. That is also exciting. And yeah, anyway, if you'd like to grab something tasty to drink, I have tea today, and you can come back and join me for some coffee chat. First off, I like to mention what I am wearing, which is very exciting and it's very wonderful and very summery. Though it is kind of warm, but that's okay. It's mostly very light and airy. This is the Forever Summer shawl that I test knit for my friend Chelsea. That was a very not a super great way to show you this, but it works. I guess that's the gist of the shawl. There's the tip, and there's the rest of it. It is knit on the bias. It's an asymmetrical shawl. It's very wonderful. It uses fingering weight. I don't remember the yardage, but it will all be linked in the show notes. Do not worry. The pattern is definitely out now, so if you want to make one of these yourself, I highly recommend it. It was a wonderful knit. It was a very enjoyable kind of I'm always going to be interested in what's going on, which I love those kinds of knits because I don't like being bored when I'm knitting. Does anybody like being bored while they knit? I don't think so. But yeah, so you start at this end and you knit and you knit and you knit and you knit and you knit, and then you end up with a very long end to cast off. And it's very wonderful. And there's just this wonderful lace edging, and there's a picot bind off, which creates this little ruffly edge. The yarn that I used is my own yarn. In fact, it is on the Chic base, which is 100% superwash merino. It is a single. The orange red here is called Cherry Limeade, and then this blue here is called Deep Sea Jellyfish. So those are the two colors, and that is what I'm wearing today because I'm wearing just a regular plain old tank top because it is hot and what a better way to spice up a tank top than one of your own hand-knit items. That is the way to go. And it really isn't that hot. It's just a little hot back here on the back of my neck, but that's okay. That's much better than being hot all over. That's another thing about being recording so early in the morning. It's definitely not as hot in this room as it normally would be. So another plus to recording in the early morn. But not that that matters to you, because I don't know when you're going to be watching this. It could be any time, but for me it is the early morn. So yes, I've gotten a lot of knitting done. It seems like a lot of knitting. It might not be a whole lot of knitting, but it looks like a lot of knitting because I worked on 3 different projects, let's just say that. So there is a lot of like knitting that I do get to show you today that is sitting at my feet. That is also very exciting. In addition to that, let's go back to talking about Tour de Fleece. Because I love Tour de Fleece, I also really enjoy the Tour de France. So my family, a long time ago, we used to cycle. We used to road bike, not mountain biking or whatever, but we did the road biking with the thin tires. So we did that a lot. We did the bike ride, the MS 150, which is from Houston to Austin in 2 days, I think, or something like that. We did that. We did other bike rides and all that kind of stuff. So we have a special connection to the whole biking aspect of the Tour de France because that is definitely not to the same extent that we did. We did much less extent than what they do during the Tour de France for sure, but we definitely did the same kind of thing. So we can relate. It's enjoyable to like keep up with like who the bikers are and all that kind of stuff. I enjoy doing that. Some people prefer doing things like football and baseball and basketball, but me, I like doing cycling and things like swimming and gymnastics, but that's okay. Swimming and gymnastics are not relevant at this time because they are not part of the Tour de France. The Tour de France, I don't remember where it goes to and from. It's all over France. It starts on July 1st, so starts tomorrow, and it goes till July 23rd, I believe. So it's a long time of biking and spinning if you're doing the Tour de Fleece, which I'll explain in a moment. So yeah, it's very exciting. I am looking forward to just like keeping an eye on it and watching the bikers and all that kind of stuff. So to go along with the Tour de France, there is the thing called the Tour de Fleece, which is basically you spinning for the entire duration of the Tour de France. You are spinning like the bikers are spinning. So you take the rest days they take. You can do like the long duration days, spin as long as you can. You can do like the distance. I think that's one of the days. There's also mountain days where I don't remember what that is, but for each different kind of day that the bikers have, you can like you can have a different spinning goal. I've never really followed that very specifically before. I've tried to. I like the idea of it, but it never really happens. I just spin what I spin and call it a day. It's very loose. I'm not very strict about my Tour de Fleece rules. Some people are, and that's why you can go to Ravelry and search for the Tour de Fleece in general group. There are millions and millions of different teams that you can join, from like just groups of people to podcasts to just like yarn shops have their own Tour de Fleece team sometimes. I will definitely not be having my own Tour de Fleece team because I don't know how to put all that together, but I will be joining the Stranded Dye Works team. Amy of the Stranded podcast is having a very like low-key spin-along type thing on her or in her Ravelry group. So I'll probably be hopping in there and just like uploading pictures of what I do. I'm looking forward to that because I have a lot of fiber, and I'm now going to show you how much fiber I have. first of all, I would like to show you the container that it's in. I do apologize for any kind of plastic rustling that you might hear because there's going to be a lot of it in just a minute. But this is my big container of fiber. Oh my goodness. And just spinning tools in general. I think I got that container at Target if you're interested because it's just so cute and it's got a raccoon on it, so I love it. I'm not gonna go through everything because there's a lot in here, but probably should have sorted through this at the beginning. I'll show you some of my favorites, I think. So yes. And in addition to spinning, you can also knit with your hand spun, and I really need to do that. I have so much hand spun on this lower shelf that you can't really see, but it's a whole shelf section full of hand spun that I need to work on because I love knitting hand spun. I love the look of knitting with hand spun, so I don't know why I haven't done it more, but that's something that I need to get better at. So yes. This is exciting. Hopefully this means that there will be spinning content on the podcast coming up in future weeks, mainly next week because it will have started. So yes, I will show you some of my favorite fibers that I have that I'm really, really excited to spin. And yes, maybe next week I'll get some footage of like what my wheel looks like and all that kind of stuff because it's kind of heavy and it's in a corner right now and I don't want to lift it up because the setup currently is very precarious, but that's okay. I'll get footage of it. So you will be able to see my wheel. It doesn't have a name. Some people name their wheels. I did not, but that's okay. I just call it my ladybug because it's a ladybug wheel. But off topic, fiber. What am I excited to spin? This particular beauty, which is just so pretty. I'm so excited to spin this. This is Three Waters Farm. I have a lot of their stuff. This is what their tag looks like. This is superwash merino. This is 40% merino, 40% superwash merino, and 20% tussa silk. So it is very soft, and I would be so excited to spin it. It is 4 ounces, and the colorway is called Joyful Song. So beautiful. I love it so much. So, looking forward to spinning that. I have a lot of Three Waters Farm, so be prepared. I have another one to show you, and it's this one. It's not packaged very well. I haven't like touched fiber in a long time, so all the packaging has kind of like come out. I feel like it might have been like pushed in there as well, so yeah, that just doesn't help. But that's okay. It's another Three Waters Farm. It's beautiful. This one is the same merino, superwash merino, and tussa silk, so it's so soft. And flowers in a vase is, I thought it said Florentine for some reason. This is flowers in a vase. This is what the colorway is named. So pretty. I'm very excited to spin that one as well. Again, surprise, surprise, Three Waters Farm. This is packaged differently, or wrapped, braided differently. I guess that's what that term is. This is 85% Polworth, which is the type of sheep or a type of fiber, and then 50% tussa silk top, which I don't know the difference between just tussa silk and tussa silk top. I'm sure there's a very easy explanation, but I don't know what that is. This is definitely a lot more grippy because most of it is Polworth, but there's definitely some softness in it because of the tussa silk. And this colorway name is very, very appropriate for the Tour de Fleece because it is called Road Race Number 3. So yes, I'm very excited about this one. I feel like this could make really fun mittens. I love hand spun mittens. They are my favorite. I have so many pairs that I have worn to bits. They're all like pilling and they're really like raggedy, but I love them so much because I do the flap top, so you can still use your phone and all that kind of stuff. So this might be fun. Mittens. Yes. So that's what I have on top right here. Let's pull some more out. I have my bag of ends that I've collected over the years. Okay, here's a not a Three Waters farm. This very beautiful thing is Malabrigo, and their fiber, the base fiber, I guess, is called noob. It is 100% pure merino wool. Oh, there we go. And this is in the colorway Arco Iris, which is one of their yarn colors that they dye. So you can get yarn in this color, but it is so soft. Like, oh my goodness. I have spun some other yarn out of the Malabrigo fiber, and goodness gracious, it's so soft. Oh, I just love it. It's like a little cloud. I love it. So yes, I'm looking forward to spinning that as well. And all this to say, I don't know how much of this I'll actually spin. I'm just really excited to pull all this fiber out and be able to hopefully spin it. I have part of a random bat that is in a plastic bag, so I will spare you the crinkly crinklies. I have a collection of colors, this greeny color package here that I got from WC Mercantile, which is in Navasota, Texas. That is a yarn store there, which is about 45, not 45, maybe 20-30 minutes away from College Station. And they do a lot of like locally sourced fibers, and I think they dye these there, or they get packages that are already dyed. So I have a green one of those. I won't pull them out and show you, but because crinkle crinkle. Here's another one. I have a blue one as well. Very crinkly crinkly. So I don't know how I'm gonna spin these. There are lots of different ways. I'm gonna think about it and get back to you on that one. I have a lot of loop bats, which these were really popular at one point, and I remember it being like the cool thing to do to spin loop bats. And I love spinning loop bats. I have many a yarn that is out of a loop bat. I think I actually have some here. This one's a loop bat, I know. This is from a loop bat. So it creates a really amazing chain ply, which is really wonderful, and it keeps all the colors together. I have yet to do a 2-ply out of loop bats. At one point I did get 2 loop bats that were supposed to go together to make a 2-ply. This is my sign for a 2-ply. So I might spin that. That'll be very, very time consuming, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet. I might wait. So we'll find out. We'll find out. So yes, I have this one loop bat. It is called Gerber Daisies. I will show you what this looks like. So when I say a bat, all it means is that it's in this like circular form, and you can, this particular loop bat you pull from the middle. Other bats, sometimes you can fold it open and you can spin different ways from that, but loop in particular does these like pull from the center type thing, kind of like the disinfectant wipes that you can get that are disinfectant, and you just pull from the middle, kind of like that. I have another one. I have several down in here. I do apologize for the crinkling plastic if it is too loud. I don't know how loud it's going to be, so I love this one. This one's called 4-Leaf Clover, and it's so bright and beautiful, and it's got stellina in it, and I love it. This has merino, nylon, and Angelina. Sorry, not stellina, it's Angelina. 4.1 ounces. This might make a really fun like hat or something. I don't know. We will see. So many options. So many crinkly bags in here. Ooh, hello. There's more fiber down here that I didn't realize I had. Actually, I know I did know that I had them, but I just forgot about it. Okay, we have more fiber. Woo. Yeah, I said I had a lot of fiber, and I was not lying. Uh-oh. I don't want this to come out. Gotta keep this from unraveling. Okay. Okay, I think that's all I have of these open braids. It's very quiggly. Okay. So, I now have a large pile of fiber sitting on my lap, so that's exciting. These two are the same. These two are amazing. I think the fiber content might be different. No, it's the same. So yes, this, oh my goodness. I forgot that I had these, but Amy of the Stranded podcast, who is doing the low-key spin-along thing, she has one, and she showed it on her podcast on her most recent, last week's episode, I think, of what she's excited to spin for. And then I remembered that I had these, and I was like, I can do this. I love this so much. So I think, I don't remember why I have two of them. I feel like I have two. So also, what is the colorway name? Let's just go into that. Again, Three Waters Farm, surprise, surprise. It's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. The color is the Summer Jubilee for Tour de Fleece 2016. So yeah, that's another thing. For the Tour de Fleece, some dyers go crazy. They have lots of sales. It's amazing. I love it so much. Makes me want to get more fiber, but clearly I have enough fiber here to last me for forever. But this was last year's colorway. I believe I have two of them because I was going to spin one for myself, and then I was going to spin one for my mom, who does not spin, but I like getting things and spinning them for her because I know she likes hitting it with hand spun as well. So Mama, if you would like your finished hand spun object, I would be happy to do that for you. You can let me know. You can text me and let me know. Yes. Oh my goodness. I just love these colors so much. It's just so beautiful. So yes, that is that. Those are those. We have another Malabrigo Noob, which is very, very beautiful. So soft. In the Archangel colorway. Again, you can get yarn that looks like this. I also have these, another Three Waters Farm, surprise. I think the recipes are Three Waters Farm actually. This is BFL and Tessa Silk, and it's called Open to Persuasion. So lots of like dark reds and browns, and then this random pop of blue. So that's exciting. Ta-da! Three Waters Farm. I have so much. I love Three Waters Farm so much. Again, BFL Tussa Silk. This is called Hot Reflections. Very fall-like. So beautiful. And then this does not have a tag, so I don't remember what it is. But this is what it is. I believe this might be another Tour de France, Tour de Fleece colorway that might have been like several years ago. But yes, this is also very exciting. It'll be so beautiful. It is so soft, so there's probably silk in it at some point. Little bit of silk in it. So it's beautiful, so soft. And that is all I have of the fiber to show you. I don't think there's any more fiber anywhere else. I think this is just all the fiber I have, which is very exciting. I'm so excited. It'll be so much fun to spin. Again, I have not spun in forever. And I love that spinning is one of those things where if you do it over like a duration of time, you can see where you started and how much better and more consistent you got over time. So I'm excited to see like a finished yarn at the very beginning and a finished yarn at the very end and see how much better I got, because I'm sure my consistency in spinning right now is super off, but that's okay because practice makes perfect. And spinning is never perfect, so that's okay. It is what it is, and yeah. Gonna move that out of the way so there's a little bit more leg space. A little bit more leg space. Okay, so that was a lot of fiber spinning content. I'm sorry if you're not interested in spinning. I don't think I've really had a whole lot of spinning content on the podcast before. I don't remember. That's okay. Now we will have spinning content, so that's exciting. Now we have talked about the spinning. That was a lot of spinning. We're now going to talk about the knitting, which is very exciting. I will show you some progress that I have made. I will say that I did work on my brioche bandana cowl thing, but it looks literally the same. There's hardly any progress, but I did work on it a lot. It just doesn't look any different, so I'm not going to show. Okay, so it's a sleeve. What is this? It's a sleeve. Look how long that sleeve is. I have literally like half an inch to an inch left on this sleeve before I start the sleeve cap. So I still have a lot of yarn left on my first ball, which is pretty incredible. I am very excited about that. That bodes well for the yarn that I have for the body of the sweater. What is this for, you might ask? I will tell you. This is for the Brecken sweater by Amy Christophers or Christophers. It is a beautiful, beautiful sweater. I love it so much. It'll be perfect for the fall. It's very textured. Obviously the sleeve is very textured. So yes, I've just been slowly working on it, and finally I'm almost done with the sleeve. So once the sleeve is done, I will cast on the body. The pattern says for you to cast on the other sleeve before you start the body, but I don't want to be like, I'm dreading knitting another sleeve right after knitting one sleeve, so I'm going to knit the body, then I'm going to finish up by knitting a sleeve, just to mix things up so things stay very fresh and exciting. What is this yarn? I shall tell you. This is Knit Picks palette in the Tea Rose colorway. So that is very exciting. The yarn is nothing special. It's cheap, but also relatively high quality. So that is why I decided to do that. Here's what the big ball looks like, and that's what the ball band looks like. Ta-da! So yes, Tea Rose, Knit Picks palette, the Brecken sweater. Moving forward with that, hopefully I would love to have the body cast on by next week. That would be amazing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but you never know. You never know. Okay, moving forward with knitting. Knitting items. I made so much progress. Also, let's just like look at all my fancy pins. Aren't they cool? I'm very happy with how this looks. The only problem with this, I do realize, and I don't know if like everyone does this, but everyone puts pins on their bags, on their Fringe Supply Company bags. But like if you travel with these, like if you go on a plane and you carry this on with you, you have to take all the pins off. Like, I don't think I've ever... Actually, I don't know that for certain, but I would assume that this would definitely set off the metal detector because it's a sharp, pointy object. So I have carried this on a plane before, but I've always taken the pins off because I was scared that they were going to take it away, so I didn't want to risk it. And yes, but look at that, how cool it looks. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Okay, anyway, what is living inside my Fringe Supply Company bag? It is my Mystery Knit Along by Huhi Locatelli, which is now done and I'm very behind, but look at this. I have matching sections. I'm almost done with the last stripe of Clue 2 on part 2. Then I will start on Clue 3, which is very exciting. And yes, this is what the second side will look like when it's done. I love the look of the finished object, like goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I think it is beautiful. I am so excited to finish mine, and I am in love with my color choices. I think it's going to be absolutely stunning, which is just motivating me to work on it more. And it's very mindless right now, just because it's like knit however many rows, knit till you have like 20 garter stitch rows or whatever, and it's like, well, that'll take me a while, but that's really good mindless knitting right there. Whole garter stitch, some decreasing, some increasing, no big deal, very easy. I mainly work on this, or I have been mainly working on this while I edit my podcast, which is kind of funny. Usually what I do is I have it play through, or I watch all of my footage and edit as I go. Does that make sense? I guess that's probably the only way to edit in my mind. Anyway, as I watch it, as I pick out the footage that I want for the actual episode, I'm knitting on something mindless, and this is what it has been this past week. Last week Friday when I recorded, I got so much knitting done on it. It was like, wow, I just have to power through on the second one. This is amazing. Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Hi, baby. Birdie's walking by. So yes, what is this pattern? I have ranted and raved about it so much. I have not said what it is. So this is the Starting Point Mystery Knit Along by Huhi Locatelli. The Mystery Knit Along is now over. All the clues are published, and I think the actual pattern has been published as well. So if you were not part of the Mystery Knit Along portion of it, you can definitely go and knit it now. I highly recommend going and looking at the hashtag on Instagram, because there are some beautiful ones there. They're so inspirational. I love it so much. Squeaky chair, do apologize. What are my yarns? I will tell you. So this one right here is Manos del Uruguay, I do apologize, in the Havisham colorway on the Pheno base. This little light color here is the same base as well, but in the Rosewater colorway. This is Madeline Tosh Mo Light in the Kitten colorway. Then we have more Rosewater. Then we have Madeline Tosh BFL something in the Flannel Blanket colorway. And then Madeline Tosh Mo Light in the Toner Cartridge colorway. This little black thing right here. I'll be using more of the black soon. I don't know when exactly. I have not looked at Clue 3. But yes, so I am just almost done with Clue 2 on part 2. You work on them separately, so you do all of Clue 2 on one, then you do all of Clue 2 on the other one. So yes, almost done with Clue 2 on this one. Then I have Clues 3, 4, and 5. I'm very behind. That's okay. I've been knitting on other things. I got a lot of other things done. I think I was working on this one that started, maybe. I don't remember. But yes, so I've been working on that. That's very exciting. I'm looking forward to just making progress on it and seeing how it comes together, because I don't understand. Ouch. Because I don't understand how you connect them. I've seen pictures. I understand how you put it together. I just don't know how it happens, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that all comes together. I am so excited. I love it so much. I'm so excited to finish it. Plus, it'll be a really fun thing to wear. Uh-oh. There was just like a avalanche of yarn and projects. our printer is currently sitting like right at my feet, and so I sat yarn project on it and I lifted another bag off and everything like kind of fell off. But that's okay. I've already talked about the things that fell off, so we're good. Okay, another thing, my last work in progress. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Hi. Hello. How are you? So the last project that I've been working on has been living in this very summery bag that was previously living in a Christmas bag. Hello, chicken. My cat has joined us. Hello. Come here. Come here. Hi. Okay, bye-bye. I thought I would be able to lure him in and pick him up, but he did not. He knew I wanted to pick him up, so he left. It's all tangled up in my shawl now. This is living in a very summery bag, previously living in a Christmas bag. This is a Stitch by Jessalou bag. It's amazing, and just wait till you see the inside of the fabric. It's like little flip-flops. Aren't they adorable? So cute. I love it so much. I think this was like one of last year's summer bags. Her summer bags this year are so cute. They're so adorable. I love her bags so much. They are my favorite by far. I have a lot of her bags. They are wonderful. They're very like well wearing. They're very soft. They protect the yarn. They're also very sturdy, so I haven't had a problem with like needles going through the fabric or anything. So that's good. What has been living in here? I'm gonna set this right there. What has been living in my bag? Dun dun dun. I don't know what my progress was last time I showed you this, but I definitely worked on it this week, so I'm going to show it to you. And by this week, I mean last night. It's my Find Your Fade! Woohoo! Again, very, very long past joining on the bandwagon, but that's okay. I'm making progress. I finished the third color section. Excuse me, my nose is itchy. Itchy. I finished this light purple section, and I like have literally like this much left of the purple, the light purple, and I don't think this is enough to get across and back. So to continue the stripes, so I'm just gonna like take out some stripes and maybe just not even care about the length of this particular purple section, the dark purple section, in case I don't have enough yarn. So as you can see, there's only like one stripe of the purple there. Yeah, there's only one like light purple stripe, whereas here there's a lot more transitional stripes to get the whole like fade going on. My chair is very squeaky. I do apologize. So yes, now I'm working on, don't fall. There we go. I'm currently working with this yarn, which is Madeline Tosh Merino Light, in the Sugar Plum colorway, I believe. It's very nice. We will see how long this ball lasts me. I don't know how long it will, but that's okay. The yarn information is on my project page, so, and I'll be adding the yarns as I go, for sure. This lace, man, I am not a fan of the lace. It's just so hard. I don't know, it's something about like not having your traditional knit two together yarn over, which is like very, very standard lace eyelet pattern. This is because it's got like stitches in between the yarn overs and the knit two togethers, or a slip knit, and then there's however many stitches before you stop before the marker, which I don't have a marker because it's tricky moving it in and out, and so it's just so much going on. The lace is definitely not my favorite, but it's so pretty. Like, that's the only problem. It's so pretty and I love it, and I really like the look of it, so we're gonna continue on. We're gonna power through. I really should move my stitch marker. I love my stitch marker so much because it's a little baby pizza. Oopsies. Little baby pizza. which this is a Suka Miniatures Progress Keeper, which if you know me, I might have mentioned this before. If you know me, I would eat pizza for literally any meal of the day, for every meal, for the rest of forever. I love pizza so much. It's my all-time favorite food. So having a little baby stitch marker, oops, keeps turning around. Having a little baby stitch marker of a piece of pizza, specifically pepperoni pizza, is just like, I love it so much. Bang, bang, bangs, bang, bangs. So loud. So yes, I worked on this. I'm going to continue to work on this. I might work on this while I edit my podcast today. The podcast. This is my podcast, so you know what podcast it is. Because it is mindless and I'm currently just working on garter stitch. So I think this is the last section before I stop increasing, which is very exciting because the rows are in fact very long. But that's okay. I am looking forward to when they don't increase anymore. So that is exciting, making progress with that. I think I put together like a big bag of yarn that I had put in my fade, so they all like stuck together and I didn't like accidentally take one and use it for something else. So I don't actually remember what other colors I have in my fade. I know it fades into blues, but I don't remember which blues from my stash I have in the shawl. So that'll be fun to see. I do have a picture that I posted on Ravelry and on social medias, on Instagram, I think, so I can use that for reference, but it's just like, I don't remember what my order was. So yay, because I cast this on. Because I was knitting on this on my wedding day, actually. There I have wedding day pictures of me knitting on this, which is very special. So I think I cast this on in December sometime, maybe. I don't remember. I think it was December because it was before the wedding, because I had it on my wedding day, which was January 14th if you don't know. So yes. Very exciting. Find Your Fade by Andrea Mowry. Didn't say that. I do apologize. The yarn information that I have so far is up on my Ravelry project page. That'll be linked. Don't worry. I'll be adding as I go. Again, highly recommend looking at the hashtag. I should probably do that more often and be inspired and be motivated to finish mine. I am excited about finishing this for sure. It's just the act of finishing it is going to take a while. So that's okay. That's okay. It'll be wonderful when it's finished. I will love it so much. So yes, Find Your Fade, Andrea Mowry, fun stuff. So another thing, if you follow me on Instagram, you're probably very, very aware of this, but I also love baking. And I've mentioned this on the podcast before. I love baking. I'm the type of person who like goes on Pinterest and just searches for fun recipes to try. It's kind of like knitting for me. It's just very like soothing and calming, and it's like I can make a nice batch of chocolate chip cookies and I'm gonna feel really good about myself. So this past week I made a cookie that I have definitely made a lot before, but I have not made it in a very long time, and those are ginger snaps. And goodness gracious, I love ginger snaps so much because it's basically like Christmas in a cookie. And if you saw one of my Instagrams this week, that is what the caption was, because it was just like, this is so amazing. I love it so much. The recipe that I use is and was so amazing. Everything is just so amazing. The recipe was so easy and it was super wonderful. Most of the ingredients were things that like you always have on hand, except for the molasses. And usually you buy molasses in like not a massive container, but it's definitely enough that will like last you a long time, because you only use like 1/4 a cup of molasses per batch of cookies. So it's just a very like easy, quick throw together cookie. what I like to do when I roll them in the sugar, I use like a little baby like ice cream scoop type thing. And then I use a spoon and I roll the dough balls in the sugar because that's part of ginger snaps. But because you do that, it kind of like softens the edges, so then they like flatten out real nicely and they look so pretty. When I've made them in the past, I made them a lot while I was in high school. I would like form the dough balls by hand, which is super wonderful if you want to do that, but it is very time consuming. So I was happy to see that using a little ice cream scoop and rolling it around with a spoon kept my hands relatively clean, and also made them look just as pretty as they did when I hand formed them. So that is very exciting. I will link the recipe that I used in the show notes just because I want to share the Christmassy cookie love. I do realize that it is literally like only June/July, because it'll be July when you watch this. It's June today. That's crazy. It's June today. It'll be July tomorrow when you watch this. Christmas isn't for a while, but I am the type of person that really just loves Christmas in general, and will probably be listening to Christmas music long before Thanksgiving. So don't judge me. I just like the happiness that it brings, and that also includes ginger snaps. So I highly recommend this cookie if you have a hankering for baking some cookies. That was loud. If you want to make some cookies, I highly recommend these. So yes, ginger snaps. I'm trying to remember what the blog name was that I got them from. It was some random thing that I found on Pinterest. It's something like The Lovely Little Kitchen, maybe, but it'll be linked in the show notes, so don't worry. It'll be linked to the blog. You can get the recipe there. And I've seen pictures of like other recipes on this blog, and they also look very wonderful, so I might do some digging and see what happens on other baking items. Because I love to bake so much. So yes, I think that is all that I have for this week. There was good knitting content, there was good spinning content, which hasn't happened in a long time. There was good baking content. There was just good content in general. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some of your time with me. I do appreciate it. If you are a new viewer, thanks for checking out my podcast. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you like to subscribe, then you can get updates when I upload on. You can click the subscribe button down below. If you like the video, you can click the like button down below as well. That would be very wonderful. I would greatly appreciate it. Like I said before, there's show notes that are on my blog that'll be linked down below. Everything that I talked about will be linked there. There's also a Ravelry podcast group. You can go to Ravelry, click on the groups tab, and then search the Cat Knit Podcast. There's an Ask Me Anything thread. I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but there's an Ask Me Anything thread that you can ask me pretty much anything about myself. I'll either answer it in the thread or on the podcast, depending on how long my answer is. So that is exciting if you'd like to ask me questions. There's also a place where you can buy yarn that I've hand-dyed myself. The link will be down below, but the name is catanayarns.bigcartel.com. That is exciting. The people are beginning to empty the trash, so that is getting loud. All the various social medias will be linked down below. Facebook, Ravelry, Instagram, and Twitter. Definitely follow me on Instagram because I post very, very frequently. If you want to see the things that I bake, I pretty much always post a picture of the things that I bake, so that's exciting. Because I like to put together like artistic pictures and it looks nice and it's like, the apartment smells like baked goods, and that's just happy. So if you want to see pictures of that and yarn and most likely my cat, follow me on Instagram. Is there anything else that I need to say? I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope you continue to have a wonderful weekend. I know that it's been really hot in pretty much everywhere recently, so I hope you're staying cool if it's hot where you are. Air conditioning is such a huge blessing. I don't know where we would be without it, for it is very, very hot. So yes, stay cool. Do lots of good crafting if you want to do that. if you're prepping for Tour de Fleece, let me know what your plans on spinning are. I don't have any particular goals. I just want to like spin through my stash because clearly I have a lot of stash. But that's my only goal. And plus that can count towards stash dash. So that's double dipping. That's always good. Stash dash and Tour de Fleece. Put those together and get lots of yardage or meterage, I guess that's what it is. So that's very exciting. Let me know if you're doing Tour de Fleece. I will definitely be posting pictures on my Instagram for sure when that starts. Tomorrow. That's when that starts. So yes. So I guess that's it. Again, thank you so much for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it. And yes, I hope you have had a wonderful week and you continue to have a wonderful weekend, that your crafty plans are successful if you have any crafty plans, and that you stay cool if it's hot where you are. So hopefully it'll cool down soon. I'll see you guys next week. Bye!